Okay, let's talk about protein. I know, very, very exciting, but it is one of the most important and crucial things that you need to see the results along your fitness journey. So a lot of times we're not seeing strength gains or fat loss because our protein is not where it needs to be. So I'm hopefully gonna be able to take a few minutes and educate you on why it's important, how to choose the right protein, whole food sources first, and then whatever we don't get is how we use supplements. But I feel like it's a little bit easier to seek for the right types, take the time and money to put it into the foods we're eating, be conscious of it if you understand why you're doing what you're doing and the important role that it plays in your body. So we have to realize that calories help us lose or gain weight, right? Determine how much we weigh. But our body composition is determined by our protein. The protein will determine what you look like when you get to that goal weight, whatever your goal is. So it's pretty important. Otherwise, you take your body and you just shrink it a little bit, but it still looks the same. We want muscle tone, we want strength, we want you to feel good about that. That's all determined by the protein we eat. We need, whether male or female, 1 gram of protein per day per pound of goal body weight. You don't need protein for body fat. So that's why we say goal body weight, assuming most of the body fat is gone at that point. So if your goal body weight roughly is, let's say you want to be 140 pounds realistically, then you need 140 grams of protein a day. If you're at your goal body weight and you're just maintaining, and that's 140, you still need 140 grams of protein every single day. Hopefully, mostly in whole foods. Then what we're not getting, that's when we bring supplements in. So what does protein do? Why do I need it? I knew nothing when I first started. That first year, I always assumed that because I was in a gym or at home strength training with weights, tearing my muscles, that they would just grow back bigger and stronger because that's what you do. That's why you're lifting weights. That's why you're weight training. That isn't how it works. So in the gym, yes, you're tearing the muscle fibers, tear, and they pop open. They're torn, they're damaged. They don't grow back bigger and stronger just on their own. That happens due to our nutrition. So it's a two-part. You tear it at home or in the gym with weights. You grow them back bigger and stronger. You repair them with proper nutrition, meaning protein. It is so important. So the first thing, if you say, hey, I'm not seeing results, I'm stuck, I'm in a plateau, can't get past 15-pound bicep curls, arms aren't changing. Before anything, if you aren't hitting your protein every day, then there's not a discussion, right? There's a lot of other reasons, gut health, a lot of other reasons we could be having problems. But the first thing that we always want to say and ask ourselves, am I hitting my daily protein? Because it is so important. It starts what we call muscle protein synthesis. And so if we don't have the protein in our body to start that, we're not going to then grow the muscles back, repairing them bigger and stronger. It's a huge process. But keep in mind, protein is used at a cellular level. So when people say, well, there's no way I can hit 140 grams, you have to, because your body needs it for everything. Repairs every single tissue cell, right? You have cells throughout your whole body, muscles just being a part of it. So to literally survive at a cellular level, you need protein. Hair, skin, and nails. I know a lot of, we talk about that, but it's literally every cell in your body. I had a friend that burned her arm, and the first thing that the gal said in the ER was, you need to increase your protein so that this heals faster. It really does. Protein is very important. So if you're not getting enough, it's going to go to daily functioning, period, at a cellular level, not to fixing the muscles that you want. So just know if you're not seeing results, that's probably a big reason why is it's not even getting to the muscles that we think we're getting because we have one protein shake after we lift. Hitting your numbers is really, really important. So, at a cellular level, just to function properly, let alone muscle growth. So that kind of explains a little bit about briefly what it does. Now we got to talk about how do we get enough in a day? Because I know it can be hard. I am not going to eat that many chicken and eggs all day long. Not only is it expensive and time consuming, I just don't have a desire to eat that many. So I try to vary it by a few things, right? As many whole foods as possible. I have eggs every single day. I have them on my little wheat toast with my avocado and 2 poached eggs. I have a hard-boiled egg later in the day. I'll have cottage cheese with something mixed in with it to get a little bit more. I add non-fat Greek yogurt, almost like as a sour cream. Like instead of a sour cream, I use this as like a topping for some things. Has quite a few grams. There's even a little carb cup of oatmeal, so it's a lot more carbs, but it has 14 grams of protein. I look through my whole day, and I'll have that sometimes for breakfast. I look through my whole day of what foods can I eat that will bring in a little bit more protein. I have some sort of chicken or meat with every lunch. I have a meat with every single dinner. I realize it's a little bit different if you're vegetarian, a little bit harder to get those in. You can have beans throughout the day. I have beef jerky as snacks. There are so many different ways I try to hit that at a whole level. And hopefully those give you a couple of suggestions of things that you could use. Nuts are not a protein source. They have a little bit, but it's mostly a fat source. So count that towards your fats. Don't think of it necessarily as a protein source. Collagen protein is not a protein to help for your muscles. That is hair, skin, and nails. You need a complete protein source to be able to actually do what we need to with the muscles. So yeah, I count that. I have a scoop every single night with my red and greens, collagen protein, but I don't use that as protein grams going towards helping my muscles. So don't have a ton of that throughout the day thinking that will get you the results that you want. Do a food journal. Keep track of how many grams of protein you're having through your day. If you still have holes, right, gaps in your nutrition where you're like, I still have 30 more grams I just can't get out of whole food, or you're just tired of chicken or eggs, that's where we bring in supplements. I have a protein bar every single day. And if it's a bad day, sometimes I'll have 2. I choose my protein shakes very, very carefully because there's a difference in protein, and this applies to any kind of protein, but specifically shakes. Shakes are expensive, I know that, but they are all not created equal. There's a reason some of them you pay more for, and I'll tell you a few things you want to look for in a bottle. I spent a while, like probably my whole first year, drinking the little Premier Protein from Costco because I love Costco. Like if they say something, then it's like truth, like in the Bible, you just buy whatever's Costco. And that was on coupon, so I was even saving more money. I don't know if you've tried those, or Orgain. Those are like my 2 big nemesises now. They're not the best protein, but we look at it because it's from Costco and they're a cheap price, but that does not mean that it's meeting needs in our body. If you're on a protein source, shake or bar, and it's got your body right where you need it, if you look and feel how you want to, then stay with it. Keep using what you're using. It's working for your body. I just tried a million protein supplements and shakes, and they either bloated me, they wreaked havoc on my system. I didn't see results. They just didn't work. So I finally found one that works for me. So I'll give you the tips of what I look for in one, and I'll give you a suggestion for what I use. You want to find a protein shake that is low temperature and slow processed. That makes your protein shake more expensive. It will say that on the bottle. It wants you to know why it's better than another one. Here's a perfect example that kind of helped me. Think of chicken cooked in a grill at a high temperature for 10 or 15 minutes, right? Chicken on a grill is cooked very high temperature. It's fast, it's great, it's easy. But it comes out a hard chicken breast, right? It's not necessarily soft, fall apart. It's just a good cooked chicken breast. Versus chicken cooked in a crock pot. 6 to 8 hours, so slow processed at a very low temperature. Falls apart on your plate. The difference between the 2 chickens is one is denatured, one is not. You do not want a denatured protein because that means the nutrient basically quality is gone. You've cooked it out. It's been cooked at too high a temperature. You're not going to get what you need out of that protein. That is why a lot of the protein shakes are cheaper because they're cooked at a much shorter, faster pace, right? Whereas one that's cooked for a lot longer, it takes a little bit different of type of process. So you need to make sure that your protein source comes from a quality whole protein source, but also, like I said, slow processed, low temperature. That's a really big deal. There are so many other things that are types of protein. The 2 that we want to go over quickly is you've got a concentrate, which is great as a snack or meal replacement. It's going to be higher calorie. It's going to have more fat and more sugar, carbs, right? Which is why it makes a snack or meal replacement because it takes around 4 hours to digest. So if you need something to fill you up, great. That's a concentrate is a great protein source for that. Especially to take it right before bed because it keeps you in what we call an anabolic state longer through the night, meaning your body will burn fat as fuel and not muscle. So we want protein probably every 3 hours if we can. I try to get some sort of protein in me because again, it keeps your body in what we call an anabolic state. Like I said, burning fat for fuel, not my muscle. Your body wants to go back into a catabolic state, meaning it's going to start burning your muscle, and we don't want that to happen. So I try to have protein every 3+ hours. You just do the best you can, honestly. Just do the best you can. And it will get easier and easier as you change those habits. So that's why I have a concentrate probably right before bed if I need to. So there's another type of protein called an isolate. An isolate is fast digesting within about 30 minutes. So I have that first thing in the morning because I've been in that state all night where my body's converted to now burning my muscle, right? Gone to catabolic. To get it back into an anabolic, I want something in my system ASAP. So I have a protein shake immediately upon waking up. And again, I'll share with you what I use. Then I have that same protein shake post-workout within around half an hour because again, you want that in your system, repairing that muscle as fast as we can right after working out. So that's what I use as an isolate. So hopefully that gives you just a little bit of a description between the 2 and when to use them. A whey concentrate is much slower digesting, great for snack and meal replacement. An isolate does not fill you up. It goes, but I don't use that to fill me up. It's functional. It's just to serve a purpose. It's going to be lower calorie because there's hardly any fat grams or any carbs in it, right? Then we've got to look at, from the types, what we do post-workout, because it's not just a protein that we need. So I want to cover this just slightly so you get the full picture. Post-workout, you need a protein source and a carb source. And you don't want a fruit because that's fructose. You want a glucose because that's what we literally need to convert into our body. So you want the right type of food to do this. There's honestly not a food that I have found that works as well. And this is the only time I feel like a supplement trumps a food is post-workout. And I'll share with you what I use called Ignition. It is huge for seeing progress and recovery. Because when you think your body has been exhausted by whatever type of workout you're doing, its energy levels are shot. You almost hit a wall, right? Well, we need to replenish that energy in your body so you can function longer throughout the day, but also so that you recover faster to do your exercise the following day, right? You want to be recovered so you can get the gains you need to the next day and then just function as a human being and not feeling like you've run 100 miles, right? So that's important. We also want to bring down your cortisol levels because your body feels like it's been attacked being worked out. It's torn muscles. It doesn't understand it's a good thing. Cortisol levels are high in a breakdown mode. We got to bring those down into a more of like a building mode so we can repair and build those muscles. These are really important things, and I realize they might be boring to some of you, but I promise if you understand the process, it's like, oh, okay, that's one reason why I'm not seeing results. Oh, that's one reason I'm not recovering fast enough. And I just hope these are helpful. So there's not a food that will do it as well, right? Good, better, best. I would have an apple or banana if I could, but for the same carbs as a banana, I choose to use Ignition because it's built and literally created for what I need in my body. It's a glucose, right? So it's going to replenish the glycogen in your muscles and your liver, which is going to then speed up recovery, make you feel better, and replenish that energy that we so badly need, right? Another thing is, as we're having insulin come in, right? Insulin and cortisol cannot be at the same level. They cannot both be high. So as we have that carb source and that cortisol is high, we're going to switch them. It's like a teeter-totter. So that Ignition product is going to bring down the cortisol because it goes up, which allows our body to, in a much faster state, get into that build mode. It's all about what's going on in your body nutrition-wise and how we're going to stabilize you post-workout. Recovery is huge. So that's why I use Ignition. I use half a scoop. You don't need a full scoop. Plus, it's a lot of grams of carbs. You don't want that many. So post-workout, I have my protein shake, one scoop, and then I add half a scoop of Ignition. There's no flavor, so you can add it to anything. And then I add around 8 or 9 ounces of water. Put whatever you want. Do it in a shake. Do it in milk. Whatever it is that will work for you to see the results that you want. So I like to think of it as kind of like a car, right? You drive from point A to point B. You need to fix the tires. You've worn down the tires driving 4 or 5 hours, but you've also run out of gas. So if you only have protein, it is going to go first to refilling, replacing, replenishing that glycogen. It's not going to go to hit the muscles. So you think you're drinking protein to help the muscles, but in actuality, a lot of times it will go more towards the energy side. And then we never see results with the muscles. So now if you have two things, you have, right, the protein to go basically repair the tires, the muscle, and you've got your carb source, Ignition, which is going to go to replenish basically your energy reserves, just like gas. It's important to have both. You're putting time and energy into this. I just want you to have a full spectrum, like an idea of, this is what I need to be able to recover faster, function better, and see the results that I want. Because we've all been super, super sore, right? You've had workouts that have killed you. You can't get up and off the toilet, can't raise your arms to like take your sports bra off. So Ignition will help tremendously in your body recovering. So hopefully that's helpful. I realize that there's a lot to know, but as long as you feel like you have that knowledge of what to do, I've tried to find the very best supplements I could find after testing all of them. feel like I found them. You see what it's done for my body. So I'm hoping not only giving you the exercise program, but as a tool for the fitness side, I'm also trying to give you the tool for the nutrition side. So I will include the link for these. I love them so much and have all my clients on them that actually work for them now. So I appreciate you going through the link. That will put you in our G for Fit group here, but it'll also give you free shipping and link you to me. So that link is a big deal just because it will keep you with us. Please let me know any questions you have. I'm here to coach you and to help you in every aspect. I hope that lengthy video kind of gave you a setup for why we need it and what it does, really, and the importance of doing it. You will see results and changes, I promise. Just start small. You don't have to jump up and increase by 70 grams of protein in a day. You start small with maybe just one extra shake, one larger serving size of chicken, one protein shake, right? I do 2 a day, sometimes even a third if I've had a really bad day, and even add a protein bar. If it's a clean protein source, you're okay. I'll also attach a link if you need a vegan one. Vegan protein is extremely important also, right? This is going to be from, the one I'm going to suggest is from a pea isolate and a brown rice, which is the perfect combination for a complete protein source. If you don't have that in your vegan protein, change proteins. That's a big deal. Those two ingredients are what's going to give you the results that you need also. So let me know how I can help. Appreciate your support, and hopefully you see the gains I have just from getting that portion of our diet under control.